Raise the bar. The giveaway, I don't know if you missed it. I don't know how you could have missed it, but the giveaway is this guy sweats like no other. He brings a lot of shirts to wear to a tournament. Guess how many shirts he brings in his bag to a tournament, and you could win a new YOLO paddle.
YOLO, paddle of your choice.
Actually, we've gotten a few DMs. When does your signature?
It's in a few weeks. It's sometime in November.
The Dekel Siggy.
We'll get the dates to you exactly.
DC and Texas Ranchers. You're going to be wearing this hat when we beat you, and you're rooting for us in the semifinals.
Yeah, no chance.
Anyways, we play on Saturday. We've got Christian, we've got Kwon, we've got Etta, we've got Tina. The Ranchers are coming to play. The Ranchers are coming to play. The Ranchers are coming to play! There's a Panda Surprises Pandemonium in Miami this weekend.
I thought we needed at least 9 points to have a chance. It turned out we got 10, but Mikey played some sick mix like all weekend. I figured out how to coach him.
Yeah, Todd definitely was like in my ear the whole time being like, "You're him, baby."
Congrats again, it was fucking cool. And
Take him down.
Dickheads down.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it routine.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Any questions off limits? Okay, moving on. Awesome. Well, that's a good bit.
That's
Keep
great.
this in.
Great.
Welcome to Raise the Bar, episode something. We've got some special guests. This is our first 2-time remote. We've had person. Okay, it doesn't matter. Welcome.
Good start, Ryan. You're a bit rusty. No, let's keep this. Keep this in.
Okay. It's like a 3-game match. The second game was really bad. Okay, welcome to Raise the Bar. We've got John Cincola and Michael Loyd, dear friends of ours, lab rats. They're on with us. They're part of the Pandas.
What's up, boys?
Okay.
There's a Panda Surprises Pandemonium in Miami this weekend.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it. Break it down. How did you enter the weekend? What needed to happen? Where was the riskiest kind of moment in there? When were you like, oh, the door is shut? For the last game. Break it down, coach.
Yeah. So we got a thing from Real Clear Stats that someone on our team said that like we were less than a 10% chance to make the playoffs going into the weekend. I personally thought we needed like at least 9 points. We played 4 matches. I thought we needed at least 9 points to have a chance. So that's 3 outright wins. Turned out we got 10, but it was going into it looking pretty difficult, and we just kind of took it one match at a time, and yeah, so that's kind of how we went into it. But I think it was looking tough leading into it.
Michael, would you say it was looking tough?
Yeah, I think for sure. It was only my second event, so definitely a lot of pressure. And I think kind of the narrative that I guess the players kind of kept saying to each other was just like, just go like one at a time, one match at a time, 1 point at a time. Like, don't get too overwhelmed by it, by thinking about everything that has to happen. And yeah, I don't know, it kind of all came together perfectly. Our girls were just ridiculously solid the whole time. They went 4-0 on the weekend. Steffi and I figured it out at the end, got a big win against Miami, and our mix was great the whole time. So it all came together just the way it needed to.
Yeah, but Michael, we need you to name the Panda women and gas them up a little bit. We need Eva
Redakowski and Tammy Emrich. I got to play with Tammy. We went 3-1. I think Steffi and Eva also went 3-1. The girls were crazy solid in women's, like I said, and it was ridiculous because also like Eva was, had a little minor injury that we were worried about, and I don't even know if she complained about it one time. The whole time she looked exactly the same as always and was a complete stud.
That's weird. She didn't like have her best friend sub in like at a critical time like
No.
James did.
No.
It's weird.
We
Yeah,
needed
so
so we got James 2.0. No kidding.
Shout out to Eva for powering through. James, another story, but what you ended up
Do
getting?
you want to talk about like players pulling out in MLP?
You ended up getting 10 points from off of which teams? Like, tell us. We'll talk about the last game, but like, tell us the first three.
so
Like,
let's see. Who do we started with? Florida. So we felt pretty good about that one, which was nice. We are like, okay, we beat Florida. I don't know what our season record is, but we definitely know that's a beatable team for us. So we felt like it's a good start. We play them. We feel like we can get one under our belt and then just kind of like take it from there. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think it was fairly routine.
you already got
one
the coach
easily.
done.
I don't know what happened in your matches, Mikey. Do you remember?
Yeah, we had a decently close one in men's, lost it towards the end, and then we got the two mixed. Mine, there. I actually remember, yeah, like you said, both of them were by a decent margin, and you know, wasn't really close to going into the Dream Breaker, so that was good. After them, we had a really short turnaround. I remember that was like a half hour because we were one of the back-to-backs that weekend, and then went and played Brooklyn Aces. That was one that we were like, okay, if we can get this one, then we're looking good, right? We had Koopy coming down and Pablo, so obviously basically half of a premier team that were playing. We had a tight one in men's. The women got it after us after we lost, and then um, I think it was Steffi and Eva went next, right? And got their win against Daniel and Lane. And then I had to play Coop and Pablo together with Tammy, and we played really, really well. Got that win and avoided the
It's a
Dream
great win.
Breaker and had a good start to the day or to the weekend with 6-0, 6-0 in
Wow.
points. So that was big.
Yeah. So I do have to say, the women, they got gassed up, but I got to say that Mikey played some sick mix like all weekend. He was balling out. I figured out how to coach him. I basically just need to like get him going, tell him he's the man, tell him everybody else sucks and like own the court, and then he just gets fired up and takes over. It's great.
Yeah, for everyone watching, if you want to see good quality mix, but especially at the challenger level, your last match where you beat Noe, who does Noe play with?
Bobby.
Noe.
He played with Bobby in that one,
Noe
so
and
that's a really
Bobby.
tough
I
team.
was like, it showed you were a mix man, like all caps mix man, like 75% of the court, like not being
Yeah, the first 8 points of that match were absurd. He was everywhere,
Yeah.
and he was backing it up with a little trash talk. So
Yeah, I love
I was talking, and then I had Johnny Goldberg trying
to.
to talk me down, and I was like, I hit like 2 or 3 insane shots after he had talked to me, and I was like, dude, I'm not your guy. Like, don't talk to me right now.
that's a good chirp. That's a good chirp because, like, what is he going to come back with? I am your guy.
Yeah, I don't know. It was good. At one point, I remember we were up towards the end after the switch, and I just played like one of those crazy points where played a bunch of shots like all over the court, and then I just remember looking over at the commentators. I was like telling Marcella and Hannah, I was like, they have got to keep the ball away from me. Like they got to get it away from me. So it was like in that type of mode where I'm that loose, talking all the time. Like I said, John said he's just hyping me up, and once John gets me going, like it's just fun. I'm talking to our bench. I'm talking to whoever wants to listen to me, and it gets fun.
Was it easy for you to like get on the team right away? Because like you said, you came in late and replacing John, and John went to the coaching role. And like, was it a smooth transition for you to get on the team, or did it take some time to get comfortable with everybody?
I think like first off, like having a little bit of experience in some team environments. I played like the Tuesday night pickleball, that helped a lot. But even that, the MLP is different. Like the environment is just different. Tuesday night is very intense, but it still is a completely different thing. I think Dekel, you've been there before, right? And
Mhm.
yeah, MLP definitely has its nuances to it, right? But with that being said, like
the last part of the year too, that is, important, and
crunch time.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I
for
think
sure.
the other thing too is I can't speak for Mike, but like truly, like you couldn't come into like a nicer team. Like Mike knows Steffi pretty well. Tammy's awesome. Eva's like one of the nicest, like kindest people you'll ever meet. Who's like, so like if you can't get along with those people, then you can't mix in. Then like you got no shot anywhere.
Yeah. No,
True
that's
Panda.
absolutely true. It's like the easiest situation to step into in terms of like the personnel and everything. Like I remember we lost one match earlier, and
Hey, John is the second best coach in the lab after Carlos.
So, are you third?
Yeah, I'm putting myself third. Humble.
It's good. Humble man.
Wait till we do something this week. Interesting. John, I want to ask you really quick, from coaching on the sideline. You obviously know Steffi really well, and the other teammates. What is it like being a coach in MLP? Like, share with people what it's like. Are you trying to get that tactical, or are you just trying to gas Michael up and make him feel like he's him? Like,
so it's interesting. I've learned. I've only coached a couple events now, but I've learned a lot already. It's very different than I've coached all my life as far as like tennis and instruction and all different types. But this is definitely different. And it was a learning experience. Like when we started out, I would say in the first match, I was doing a lot of scouting of the other teams and watching film and trying to give the players like a lot of info about like what patterns they might be seeing from the other players and a lot of that stuff. And I could definitely tell that throughout the course of that weekend that it was like a little bit of overload for some of the players. Like, right. Yeah, it felt like especially like someone like Eva, like she's just really good and like her instincts are good. And so I feel like it almost detracts a little bit to give her too much information, because
it's a good point.
She can like take your, like, as an example, I'd be like, hey, let's work this guy's backhand a little bit. And she's literally good enough that she'd hit like 100% of shots to somebody's back. Like she'd drop there, she'd reset there, she'd dig there, she'd like, and I'd be like, okay, just like, it doesn't have to be that much. Like, when it's an open ball, go there. But, I found that me giving her some of those little things sometimes got her out of her instincts, which are just really good naturally. So it's different for everybody. Like Eva requires a little bit less. Tammy likes things during the match. Michael just needs to be pumped up, like I said.
Yeah.
Steffi, I feel like you just like make him laugh and get him smiling, and he's good to go. So everyone's a little bit different as far as like what they need to get going.
No, It's a great point. I feel like that's what makes a good coach good, knowing what to give each player, and not, I play this way, so my players should play this way, or I think this way, so my players should do that as well. So
yeah. So it's been a learning experience, but I feel like that was a big thing for me, at least in this last event, as I felt like I was starting to resonate a little bit more with what they needed and like how they we could get the best out of everybody.
I couldn't tell, John, but were you a vocal coach in terms of like bringing the energy and cheering, or are you like more like Midwestern chill like you are?
I wouldn't say crazy vocal, but I don't know, Mike, what do you think? I mean, I was trying to.
I feel like you read the moment
everybody
well,
up,
right? Like I feel like you start really steady, and then as it builds, like you interject really well when it's time to. And definitely, I feel like if I'm on the court, you're a little bit louder, right? So like,
it's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That is true. Yeah, for sure.
Ultimate wingman. And then last thing about the weekend, really, you guys go into the last match of the day, and it's basically controlling your own destiny, right? If you get a win there, then you're in, or is it like you're in, but and you have to wait?
Well, so the big one was the day before the last day. So we had one match left, but on Saturday we had the day off. We didn't have any matches. Brooklyn, it was basically Brooklyn had two matches left on Saturday, and all they needed was
they needed
2 points
to solidify it. It was two to make us have to win 3, but 3 to like take us out of the running.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if they got 2, they would have been in a strong position. If they'd have got 3, we would have had no chance. And we felt a little bit better because they played the Bouncers and they played Chicago, who are 2 top teams. So we felt like, okay, there's a chance that they might not get much. What did they end up getting? 1 point, right?
Yeah, got the 1 in the Dream
So
Breaker.
we were sitting at 30. They got 1, and so then now we had 2 teams at 32 points: the Breakers and Brooklyn. And so we knew we had the tiebreaker over both of those. So basically, we knew going into Sunday that 2 points would get us in. Basically, a win in any way, Dream Breaker or straight out.
Wow, that's insane. Yeah. I was watching. Carol and I were watching. It was insane. We were yelling, and then Michael turned it on in the third, and you guys clinched it there, and it was like Tammy falls over, onto the baseline. Like there's a group hug, and I've never seen that because we've never had this dynamic. I've never seen a mid-match celebration of like it meaning something for the next step.
Well, what was funny too is like after all that happened, we're walking and like the whole Miami team comes over to us and starts like shaking hands or whatever. I'm like, we still got another match to play, right? They were just done. They wanted to walk off the court. They forgot that we still had a 4th match to play.
It was tough, and then their next day was even tougher. And I don't know what you and Travis had for your meal, or if he had a coach that was gassing him up, but you guys went berserk in mixed, and he really shut their dreams.
Yeah, I was there for that. Yeah. I was watching that one in person just to see what would happen, and Travis was on a scale of 11, like he was just like out there. So
wow, it was crazy. I didn't see that one.
Well, you should rewatch it because he'll probably mention it on the pod for a long time coming. I mean, as he should. It was a pretty dominant mixed performance with his accompanying chirp. But
I do have to mention one more thing. You got to go back if you're rewatching, or I don't know if you remember this, but a big moment in that match was in our men's, which was second, right? So our women had already won. Yeah, so our women had already won. Mike and Steffi are playing. They're in a battle the whole time with Noe and Eric. We're up 24-23. And, I feel like with these guys, like they just need to like play fast through transition, like drive, crash, that kind of stuff. So I told Steffi, like, basically, like I told Mike, if it comes to you, roll, drop, inside out, and crash. Steffi, if it comes to you, drive down the line. And because we were kind of targeting Eric's backhand a little bit. Mm-hmm. So 24-23, Steffi drives down the line. Eric's there, sticks the volley. Steffi's on his back foot, hits another drive right down the line, lands on the line for a clean winner. From 4 feet behind the baseline for the match. It was insane.
It was like from the middle too.
It was like angle line.
Yeah.
Like it was nuts. It was nuts. I'm looking straight at Eric's face as it lands, and he's just like sinks. Like how did that even go in?
I mean, his winner, and then Tammy's drive winner. It was like that's the script writers.
Yeah,
it just shows you how small the margins are. Like Steffi's misses 1 inch wide. It's probably a totally different match. Tammy's clips the tape. That's a different match.
That's MLP for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys just beat Miami in your last match, and now they were the 3rd seed in the end, and they picked you to play against them in the quarterfinals again. So you just played them in your last match, and you're playing against them now in a best of 3 in the quarterfinals in Dallas. Are you surprised they picked you after you just beat them in regulation? I know I'm surprised.
Go ahead, Mike. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised. We were playing really well, and also like within ourselves. You know what I mean? It's definitely like the type of performances that I think we can all bring again. So really shocked. But yeah, we like that matchup. We'll go and hopefully take care of it. Kind of more on our home turf this time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you guys just beat them. You have the mental edge. You definitely have the ability and the strategy to beat them. So it's a little bit of a surprise pick. But yeah, make them pay for it.
Yeah, I feel good about it, especially after they lose to Florida as well. So they're coming off back-to-back losses into this match, which is confidence-wise not great. especially one of those being to us. So I feel like
we're gonna be up there on
Yeah.
Friday. We're gonna be glued to what should be a pretty fire experience. We need to go into a little bit of rapid fire around Panda's team. You guys can both answer, but it is rapid fire. Most chill person on the team.
Gosh, it's got to be Eva. She's just like
Eva, yeah,
always steady.
Nothing bothers her.
Yeah, I feel like all of you are kind of chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a pretty laid back team.
What teammate is the nicest to like a wait staff or a service staff member?
That's probably Steffi.
Probably.
He's Steffi, I think. I don't know. He's like always apologizing when they do something wrong or whatever. So
that's probably true.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Who would you like to most go on a road trip with?
Mikey.
Or who would be best to go on a road trip with?
I think I'd want to go John and I. We kind of had like a mini road trip when we first drove in from Miami because we were like an hour away from the site, and I feel like John and I could just like rattle off questions, do whatever, but also he's the other guy in the group where like we can just sit in silence and it's okay too. You know, that's an important quality on a road trip.
That's true.
Who hits the most balls in a given week?
It's gotta be me though.
You think so?
Yeah, Tammy's got like responsibilities.
I think Tammy practices quite a bit.
I know, but I'm doing 4 hours a day every day.
Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't know what your regimen was, but
other than John, right now, of the four, who would be the best coach for another challenger team?
I'm gonna let John pick it.
I'll go with Mike.
Oh,
Mike knows his stuff. He's got the he can bring the energy when he needs to.
There we go. I just got done coaching at the lab earlier today, so.
All right, there you go.
Thank you for your service. Two more. Who would be the worst cook on the team? And not cooking doesn't mean you're a bad cook. Who would be like a bad cook?
Gosh, I'm going to say Steffi on that. He eats the same thing over and over again, so I have to say Steffi.
Yeah. I feel I'm going to say John because he like tries to nail like the daughter's one meal a week and be like, I'm a chef.
No. I can make some good food.
Okay.
I got all the grill appliances in my house. Set.
Yeah. Every dad can throw down, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Dad right now. Last one. Do we have a last one?
Sure. Yeah.
You want to hit him up?
Who's the meanest one on the team?
Or who could get the most angry in like a fair altercation where someone like rubs them the wrong way? Like who would go 0 to 60?
Nuts. It's got to be you or Tammy. I don't know. Tammy's got a little like feisty side to her.
The fangs would come out and like a protective mom. Like, would you say way?
Well, she's got the famous. Get your trash girlfriend out of here line. Oh, yeah. So we know.
Yeah, it's got to be Tammy. That's a good call.
Okay. Shout out to Tammy. She's lovely. Okay.
Wait. How does it feel to change the name of the Pandas? It used to be the Trash Pandas. Your comment reminded me that. Now it's a playoff team. Change.
It's true.
Change dramatically.
Zane is in your alumni group. He's just rooting you on.
Yeah, we're changing the narrative, man. Changing the narrative.
That's right.
That's cool. Okay, let's get to the last section. You guys play. You guys are good players, and you can teach and coach some of the Raise the Bar listeners. We want to have you teach your favorite shot. So, like, give a kind of a 1 or 2 minute description of your favorite shot that you think someone could add to the game, and just unpack it a little bit of like what makes it work for you. Either on the technical side or on a decision-making side, situational. Like, I could answer for both of you, but it's okay.
All right, I'll start.
God, he's going to say.
I might be stealing Michael's, though. We'll see.
You're going to steal mine. I got another one, so you do that.
I told Dekel my guess. I know what John's is going to say.
We'll see. So my favorite shot is when I'm playing the left at the kitchen line. And sometimes I forget to do it, but I know like when I am actively looking for it, I'm usually playing my best. But when it's dinked out wide and I'm running around finding my forehand, because I feel like it puts more pressure on your opponents because you have multiple options. One of my favorite shots specifically out of that setup is to kind of take that forehand roll inside in down the line, to kind of hold it and then go like right shoulder on that person, because most people are normally sitting backhand in that situation.
Seen that one.
But then you still have the option to go through the middle, and then you also have the option to go kind of aggressive inside out dink. So I feel like if you can find that and set yourself up for it, it puts a lot of pressure on your opponents because they legitimately have like 3 spots that they have to cover. Where normally in a lot of situations, people are just kind of covering 2 spots because they don't have to cover that like ultra aggressive dink.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope that makes sense. It's not easy to do. Not easy to do without, no visuals.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll film a clip in the next week or so of John doing it in the lab, and we'll post it and kind of make it real for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd guess your forehand off the bounce, like through the middle, because people thought you were going inside out with the roll to the left side. Or pull it through.
I do like that one too. Similar situation, just slightly different setup. Yeah.
Anyways, Michael, what do we raise the bar listeners? How they're going to get to the next level with your shot?
I would definitely pick the playing from the left side, hitting the third and running around to your forehand and hitting that inside out hybrid. That's my favorite third. I think it has like a lot of margin too, because you're not trying to get it perfectly in the kitchen. You're also not trying to thread the perfect drive. I'd say the biggest thing there is just like, what's that?
I think 50% of my coaching is just telling you to hit that shot. Right?
Yeah. I love
Mikey, hit the roll.
Yeah. And I'd say like the biggest like technical tip on it that I would give is just like letting your paddle do a lot of the work there. I see a lot of people try to like just force it, and it's more so just like get your paddle under the ball, really let the tip of it go through, and just be nice and relaxed. Again, like you're trying to hit that 50%er. It's not 100, going for it. And the other thing off of it is like, because it's dipping and you have so much shape, like you want to move forward off it and create some pressure. Even if you're going to end up hitting something more in the transition zone, you're going to be able to be in a better position off of that ball.
Nice. Okay. Well, we'll have you demonstrate that too. And we'll clip it from 3 angles. That'll be good. Maybe that could be your juicy tidbit as a guest edition one day. Just a little teaser.
That'd be fun.
Little teaser. Well, cool. You guys playing Friday at Dallas, Brookhaven.
You got both of the matches on the first 2. If needed, there would be a third, but first 2 are on Friday, right?
Yeah, we play at noon and then at 4.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go. Taking down.
And hopefully we won't have to see Saturday morning.
Miami.
Hope so.
Yeah. There we go. Johnny Goldberg's probably sweating. He's probably sweating. That was a big
for
crumble.
sure. For sure he is. I mean, he was, as of 48 hours before that, he was probably thinking they're sitting easy in the semis and moving up to Premier, and now they got a battle on their hands to get out of the quarters. So
I love it. Yeah. John gets to interface now at the coach level with people, being like, "I'm at the helm."
Yeah.
Hey, other captain.
Yeah. Sick. It was the quietest we'd ever seen Johnny Goldberg. So hope to keep it that way.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, 5-person Pandas effort really, I think, kind of made the weekend really fun to watch. I think it kind of showed the small margins, but the intensity and drama of MLP, and it was really fun to kind of watch you guys, and we're happy for you. And you guys are out here training this morning, so you're getting after it. But anyways, best of luck this week, and thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks guys. It was fun.
We'll see Mike and Steffi tomorrow here for practice.
Whoa,
getting you ready.
Wow. Okay. See ya.
Nice.
All right, see you guys.
All right, boys.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you don't have to leave yet. That was their sir ending. It's always awkward. We could just stop recording. Thank you, John. That tonal.
Stop, yeah.
I know. You see that back there?
Dang, dude, this guy gets after it.
Wait, you do it.
No, we'll just leave it.
Okay, I'll leave it.
For talk for a minute. But anyways, yeah, if you could bring that tonal, right?
Yeah, I got you. I'll just throw it on my back tomorrow and bring it in. It only weighs like 500 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like half a
Come over at
ton.
7 a.m. We'll do it
Right.
too. Anyways, thank you guys. This was fun.
Yeah.
We'll give you some shouts. I think there will probably be a reel for you in the next few days if you want to smash the collab button on.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll
Sweet.
put some funny
Usually,
parts in there.
usually a few days.
But
Yeah.
it'll probably just be about John describing how to gas up Mike to make him feel
Perfect. We'll tell him to use that one.
yeah.
He's the easiest guy to coach, man. Just tell him you're the man, and he just goes out and balls.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Was that Todd Fote's strategy too, Michael?
What's that?
Was that Todd Fote's strategy when you took down the best men's team in the main draw?
Yeah, honestly, anytime I play with a teammate, like I tell him like, oh, just be super positive and it'll work out. But yeah, Todd definitely was like in my ear the whole time, being like, "You're him, baby."
Cool. Okay.
Love that.
Now I know how to partner with you in the lab a little bit more. So
there you go.
Okay. Much love, guys. Thank you for the late notice, but congrats again. It was fucking cool, and fucking take the Miami.
Take him down.
Dickheads down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Make it routine. Raise the bar. New episode. Just had our great guests on, John Cincola, Michael Loyd. Very fun. It was very fun to watch them. Shout out to the Pandas, Tammy, Eva, them. They were amazing. And they pulled something off pretty special, so let's see if they can continue the run. But I know you didn't ask me, but why is it special? Well, I think Michael filling in for 2 events and helping them kind of make this miraculous last inning thing just kind of shows the power of MLP and having a platform for someone who may not necessarily get to quarters in a tour event, but show that they can play under pressure, they can play in a rally, they can play with new teammates. And so shout out to Michael for being him. But just the Pandas crew.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great crew of people also.
Yeah.
All of them super nice people, so very happy for them.
Yeah.
Played great.
They did. You also played?
Yes,
Did you play great? Good? Average?
I did not play great. It was probably my personal worst event. Especially the first 3 days I didn't feel great, and I felt pretty good on the last day. So happy I got better on the last day. But yeah, in general, DC we came into the event, I forget what number, but we were battling for 4th, potentially 3rd if we were like perfect. But yeah, so we were kind of probably going to finish in the 4 to 6 range. And we started the week with a win, which was good. And then we had a couple losses in the next day, so that wasn't obviously hurt our chances to get 4th. And yeah, we kind of personally, I didn't play great in the first couple of days. Rachel always plays great. James played well. Vivian played well. I don't know. It was just tough. There's a lot of good teams, so it's always close. And anyway, we needed to string a few wins, and we needed to finish 4th. We wanted to finish 4th, so we come out with the advantage in the quarterfinals. And we did end up getting 4th, so very happy about that. We basically achieved what we achieved what we wanted to. So that was great. The road to it was not easy at all. It was very up and down weekend for a lot of teams. For example, the Hustlers that started the first day with 6 points.
Yeah.
I think they lost the next 3 or something like that.
Yeah, they went over in the last 4, I think.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah, we needed, coming to the last day, we had 2 matches, and we didn't exactly know how much we needed, but because the Hustlers were still playing, but we were probably, if we get 2 or 3 points, we would probably get 4th. So we played the 5s first, and the thing is, on the last day, we also did not have James. So James, we knew we secured the playoff, and the playoff is the most important thing. And James' back was hurting a little bit, so we so James was sitting out for the last day, and we had basically James 2.0. So some people didn't even notice we didn't have James because we got the same jumps and the very similar technique.
Very similar. It's pushing it. It's clone. It's a clone.
Yeah.
Method actor, stunt double. Stunt double. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yes. We had Ryan Fu. Shout out to Ryan. He played amazing. We played against the fives, and our women lost, and then we got a very close men's win, which was very important. We ended up losing that one in a Dream Breaker to the fives. I think they're undefeated in Dream Breakers. Which is,
we almost beat them in Utah. We lost 26-24 at many points on AL. But yes, they are undefeated.
Anyway,
their strategy is working very well.
Yes. So they're obviously a very good team. Got a point there, and then we played against AZ Drive, and there we knew if we just get 1 point, we would get fourth. The first women's match was super close. Our women were up by quite a bit actually, and then it got tied, and even AZ had a match point with Jesse with a high forehand to finish it.
Jesse, I love you. You're a gamer, but
thanks, Jesse. I thought Jesse played actually very well. She just had that.
She had an overhead here that would have put us in fourth, basically. Into the net.
Yeah, then we lost our men's, and we also lost the first mixed, and then me and Rachel played against Andre and Lacey. So we know basically if we win that one, we get fourth. If we lose it, we're fifth, I believe. So at that point, we're playing the Ranchers for sure. So that match was just basically who wins the home advantage, the coin toss.
Well, actually, we didn't know that.
We didn't know that? I think at that point we did.
No, because the Flash could have chosen someone else.
Oh, that's true. They could have chosen New York. They could have chosen you guys. Yeah. And they chose
either way, but it was
it
was lining up to be that way. But
yeah, so
I'll share my perspective real quick.
Okay.
I woke up on Sunday because I've been watching Pandas on Saturday. We woke up on Sunday, and we were like, "Oh, this is a little bit of a Hail Mary for us to get in fourth." We stumbled through Vegas. We had mad amounts of points coming into that. We only got 3 in 5 events or 5 matches. So, anyways, we're stumbling into the playoffs. We're just hopeful we can get in. We do. But then, going into Sunday, there's 4 matches, 2 for you, 2 for the Hustlers. Mm-hmm. And we're like, man, these guys need to basically go over. They need to lose all 4, 2 combined. And I woke up to the news that CJ's out.
Oh, yeah.
James is out. And I'm like, oh, we had the strongest thing to schedule. We had things out the gate. We had injuries. And I'm like, all this karma is coming back to us on this one day while we're all fighting for this 4-point race. And then Carol and I are glued to the stream for 9 hours straight because everything continues to go our way. They get 1 point, but the Hustlers lose. And then they get 0 points. They're about to get 0 points. The Hustlers got 0 points. And then you guys barely managed to eke it out in the last game of the last match, the last season. And I was a little heartbroken. Fourth would have been cool because we'll tell you why.
It's what good teams do.
Oh, yeah. You guys limped into fourth. It was crazy.
What do you mean? We knew we didn't even need James, so we got a sub.
No. It was just for fun. Yeah, no, it was a very stressful Sunday, I'm sure, for you and for a lot of people watching. But it was chaos. Challenger premiere. It was a little bit of chaos.
No, it was, and it's definitely a lot of pressure on. And knowing we don't have James, and it's playing with Ryan, I never played with him before, so kind of don't know what to expect. Ryan played amazing. His energy was off the charts. He's a baller, and he played well in all the events. And then the last match, he even clinched the singles for us. He beat Dylan, I think head to head there in the singles.
Shout out Wolverine, Michigan tennis.
Yeah,
Kate, Brooke, Ryan.
But no, it's definitely more pressure. I also played with Rachel for the first time, which was very fun. But we never even practiced together, so it's like first time going to like high stakes matches and playing with a new partner, with kind of knowing you need to win these matches, otherwise you don't achieve your goal for the weekend. But no, it was fun playing. Rachel doesn't miss. Rachel's just
She's
very good.
She's like a top 5-6 woman. She's
easily.
She's so dangerous.
Yeah. It was very fun playing with her for the first time, and
it was windy.
It was windy. It was kind of like on and off windy.
Yeah.
It changed earlier in the day. It was more windy, and then like at the end of like our Arizona match, it wasn't that windy. The weekend wasn't that windy. That day was the windiest.
I'm glad you guys got to play on a weekend in Miami. Not weekday in Vegas desert, but it's okay. I'm happy for you. But we're time tested. We've been through a lot.
Again, shout out to DC, the whole crew, the ownerships, everybody, the coaches, and the players. No, it was tough. It was 4 days in a row. It's kind of the end of the year. The end of the season. You need to bring a lot of energy, and a lot of it comes from forcing that energy. It's been a long year.
It has been a long year, and it kind of blew my mind that the draft was in April and events started in May, and it was like, man, that's a lot. That's life. That's like some COVID time brain warp. I was like, whoa! Like I thought we were. I just remember leaving the draft at Tim Klitsch's house, and then now it's like boom, like end of season playoffs.
You see a lot of teams that their energy is not what it was earlier in the year, and some are because they're out of the race, but even those that are still in the race, their energy is very up and down. So I think the teams that made it and did are high in the seedings, they kept the energy high through their whole time. So it's very important.
And I mean the other interesting dynamic was you guys knew what you theoretically had to do. When we ended our season in Vegas 2 weeks ago, some of the teams in contention still had 8 whole matches, 24 points up for grabs. You guys had 5. Other people had 6. People had 8. It's like, you could sprint for that. Some people were out of the equation. So is that going to be an easier match? But there's some teams that took a little bit of a softer route this weekend, but there were some teams that weren't even in the running for playoffs, but still really battled, beat some teams, did it for themselves, did it for their partner. And so props to them. I think it was a good showing.
For sure.
And as much as
it says a lot about the players that do either way,
Shout out Scarpa USA. That guy, he makes balls. I have a prediction. I think he's going to be a premier men's player.
All right.
He plays on the right in men's, and he can get mixed wins. He's premier worthy.
He's playing well.
And I don't know. Maybe he's going to find a way into the playoffs. It wouldn't surprise me at this point. A team is going to have an injury. Scarpa USA. Let's go. Let's go.
Love it.
Miami is interesting, but seemed pleasant, seemed nice.
It was good. The crowd was great, especially on the weekend. Weather was good. It was humid. But changed a lot of shirts.
I tell the people. Actually, you know what this is?
What?
The giveaway this week. You don't even know about this. The giveaway this week, and so we got an update on the giveaways. The giveaway, we've had 4 winners. They've all been sent to Yola. They've requested the Anabright Scorpius. We've got 2 Ben Johns Perseus's. So anyways, those are real. They're happening, and they're going to post them. We'll reshare that. So thank you for everyone who submitted and participated. But this week's giveaway for a Yola paddle of your choice is going to be, guess how many shirts on average Dekel brings with him to a regular PPA tournament. It's a little more standard. PPA tournament, how many shirts is he packing? You will be honest.
So how many is in my suitcase?
Yeah, how many athletic on-court shirts is he packing for a 3 or 4 day PPA tournament? DM us at Raise the Bar PB, and whoever's closest and or first gets it. That's pretty good.
It. That's great.
That's pretty good.
That's great.
Okay, now this week, it's a little tense. It's a little tense. You don't want to go, baby. It's a little tense. MLP playoffs. We don't have too much time to rest. This weekend in Dallas, we've got the quarterfinals. The 4 seed playing the 5th seed. The 3rd seed chose the 6th seed, so the Flash chose the Hustlers. That leaves us to pair. We kind of knew it was coming. Josh Gartman and I and you were in a group chat, and I think a few days ago or a week ago, we were like, oh, this is about to turn into a playoff matchup. But anyway, so DC and Texas Ranchers First match between us went our way.
Oh yeah, and
a Dream Breaker in DC. We had Pablo and Kwong there. You guys are your full roster. We still brought you to a Dream Breaker. Won that Dream Breaker. Then what happened next?
Then we played in KC, right?
Yep.
Played KC in very hot weather.
Very hot. 100.
Yeah.
I think someone on the broadcast said it was like 130 on court. It wasn't that hot.
180.
yeah. The sun. We played on the sun.
Yes, we played on the sun, and we won on the sun. I think it was 3-1. I think you guys.
You lost men's.
We lost the men. Was that first match? First game?
No,
anyway,
the women. No, Rachel and Viv were
okay.
on. They won women's. We won men's in a close one.
And then we won both mix. Every game was close.
But it's weird. We've only played you twice.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty
standard. We played a lot of teams 3 times, and we didn't match up in Beer City, which would have been random. See, he doesn't really understand. He doesn't really understand.
It's kind of the average playing a team 2 times, so we have some teams that we played once.
Either way, I would have loved to have played more, but we're playing.
So there you go. You'll play us now 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, you're going to be wearing this hat when we beat you, and you're rooting for us in the semifinals.
Yeah, no chance.
But anyways, we play on Saturday. Our roster is full and healthy. I don't know about theirs, but we've got Christian, we've got Kwong, we've got Etta, we've got Tina.
That's it.
We've got Alex, Evan, Ted, Carolyn, Ryan, Michelle, and Pi. We got our roster.
You'll need a lot more than that.
Okay. We also have some sick playoff shirts that I can't reveal to you yet, but they're very good.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, we got playoff shirts. I don't know if Adam and co have anything whipped up for you. But anyways, it's going to be very fun. And the format this is the first time it's ever happened. The format is a best of 3. So we're going to play on Saturday. We're going to do a normal MLP match. If you win in 3-1, 4-0. Actually, they haven't do 4-0. So anyways, if you win in 3, you win in 3. If you go to a Dream Breaker and you win, that's match number 1. We'll play match number 2 on Sunday. If the other team wins, which probably won't, but if they do, then we would play a second match on Sunday, which is our 3rd and final match. So it's a best of 3. So it's going to be a lot of the same team, the same partnerships, largely going up against each other. But the big wrinkle, and the reason why I was excited about Sunday and you were nervous about Sunday, is the 4 seed is the higher seed of the 5 seed, obviously. And the way it's come about, MLP has established that the higher seeds get an automatic win of the coin toss, and so they get to choose.
But it's not just the coin toss. It's everything.
The 4 criteria. Yeah, basically you get to choose all 4 criteria that involves the flip. So they get to choose serve receive. They get to choose women's or men's first. They're going to choose react to mixed, and they get to choose end. So that is home field advantage. They have that for the first 2 or 3 matches. It never flips. So I don't believe in it. I didn't believe in it 3 months ago, even though when we were a lock for number 2 and 3, barring injury.
A lock.
We're a 2 or 3 team this season. Christian's been out for 10 matches. That's 30 points. That's 30 points. Anyways, it doesn't matter, but that's the format, so it'll be interesting. We're not really chatting in the group chat. We're not really seeing each other in the lab this week. We don't want to understand what people are going on. We're doing our own thing, and it feels a little bit like the NFL.
Does it?
Well, we have 6 days to work backwards from one opponent. Usually in MLP, if you're playing 2 matches a day, day after day, it's like you try to do a little bit of light scouting. What's the flavor of their play? How did we play against them last time? But here you got 5 days. So, I mean, that obviously indicates to me that you guys aren't using all 5 days to prepare. Yeah. But we are. So that's interesting. Yeah. Timestamp thoughts. Mark these words. We'll clip it next week. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I feel like the coin toss thing. So I feel like reacting to mix is obviously the most important one. Everybody always choose react to mix.
The 5s are salivating.
They're what?
The 5s.
Yeah,
and that's the whole game plan.
Exactly. To get
the whole game plan
to
is
the
like
single. Yeah, exactly. So that's why them being number 1 in the end of the year is huge for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I feel like the rest are not that important. Sometimes you like to start with like the one that you think will do better, men's or women's, or some people like to start first or second. I don't think it's like massively important. It's nice sometimes, but and then
if it wasn't massively important, then why were you
No.
nervous in game 4
Because-
of the drive
because-
match to secure the 4th seed?
Because I think the toss is important. The reacting to mix is important.
Sure.
If it's 0-2, 1-1, 2-0, there's always a matchup that you prefer.
We've
We've
had bad lighting at some events. We've had windy conditions.
Yes.
We've had
Yes.
bad
That's
sides.
true.
So you may eat your words.
I hope so, because we choose. But
Yeah, I would.
I know.
The way
I'm
it should
saying,
be, honestly, the way it should be is you guys get match 1, all
I-
decisions. We get match
Agreed.
2, all decisions. And if it goes to a third tie break, then you would get it back. So it's effectively home. Like but
Agreed, but it's not.
it's okay. Doesn't matter. I mean, we're dialed. Like we had 4 hours today here. We're
So are you sick of
yeah,
each other
Duke.
yet?
Actually,
Are you
Duke
sick
was
of each other yet?
no. We love it. It's vibes week. It's a great week. We're going bowling. Like it's crazy. Don't steal our ideas, but Duke was like, "Does everyone play well in the lab here? Like, what's the secret sauce?" Like, he legitimately was asking,
Why?
given
What
he
do you
saw
mean?
the play of the Ranchers and me,
Oh.
and he was just like, "No, honestly, this is a genuine
Like,
question." He
even
doesn't
Ryan is
joke around
playing
like
well.
that. He was like, "Does everyone play well at the lab?" Like, we were just making so many shots. It's pretty incredible. So
Yeah.
you're lucky we're letting you train here tomorrow.
Wow, thank you.
But yeah, that will be it. And hopefully the weather holds off. There's supposed to be some rain.
Oh yeah, it looks a bit iffy.
Yeah, a little rainy. And then, North Texas, if you ever played in Rockwall, storms and wind and things can come through in a jiffy. So it'll be
But
very...
they have is there an indoor backup? Because there is indoors there, and it's like
yeah, but the lighting is...
there was one court that I feel like that was better.
Oh, they
One
had
of-
that
one
like
of the main
grandstand
courts.
too or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see.
A lot of players. You've seen Connor's Facebook posts. 3,400, 3,500 people.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bonanza. And then
that's for the Worlds after
For the Worlds
after
after.
MLP. Yeah,
but, I mean,
but
obviously
it's,
those people are coming early to see MLP. That's a real action.
would hope so.
Yeah.
But no, it's a really cool stadium. I mean, we played there last year. I assume it's even better this year. So yeah, it will be one of the best events of the year, if not the best. So.
And who are you playing Worlds with?
I'm playing Worlds with Pablo, former rancher,
Yep.
and Tina, a current rancher.
Oh, cool.
So
Very
yeah,
cool. So you can't get away. You're going to be wearing this hat. Actually, how about you want to do a bet?
When I play
Let's
with
do a
Tina.
bet.
Sure.
Let's
What's
do
the
a bet. You have to think of what you want me to do. But if we beat you, you wear this at least in 2 tour.
Oh, I'm
matches.
not allowed to.
Well, you're just not fun.
I can wear it, when I'm whoever loses wears it cheering the other team. It's pretty easy, but it's not such
Okay.
a bad bet. I feel like we would do it for each other anyway.
I mean, let's come up with a bet. We'll post on
Okay,
the story.
well,
We'll have people vote on it. And it's
Sounds
just
good.
tense. I don't feel like I can talk with him anymore.
Wow, this guy.
I'm like, he's emotionally distant,
What?
tactically lost. It should be fun. It should be cool.
I won't say too much. I won't reveal too many things, or just I won't hurt his feelings. But we can move on. We can move.
We yeah. People don't want to show their hand. Like the Josh, Dekel, Ryan chat is just non-existent. I tried to.
That's sad.
I'll
I'll text in it right now.
I try to remove myself.
I'll text in it right now. Where is it?
I try to remove myself, but you can't leave a 3-person iMessage chat. So
Here,
it's
I'll
tough.
message right now.
Okay.
Ryan is being a little bit.
A little beat. Okay. The giveaway. I don't know if you missed it. I don't know how you could have missed it, but the giveaway is this guy sweats like no other. He brings a lot of shirts to wear to a tournament. Guess how many shirts he brings in his bag to a tournament, and you could win a new YOLO paddle.
Yola, paddle of your choice.
Boom. And when does actually we've gotten a few DMs. When does your signature paddle come?
I believe it's in a few weeks. It's sometime in November.
Okay.
Like, second half of November. But
The Dekel Siggy.
we'll get the dates to you exactly. It's coming soon.
Got it. Cool. Josh just responded, are you banned from the lab this week? No, I believe in growing the game. I believe in Dekel's future. And I'm not worried about him hitting
Thanks,
a few
buddy.
balls in an
Thank
indoor
you.
great spot. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't move the needle for him. The Ranchers are coming to play. The Ranchers are coming to play. The Ranchers are coming to play. See you next week. Juicy tidbit time. And this is the best shot to keep your opponents back from the kitchen. Dekel, what is it?
The forehand roll.
The forehand roll. Especially if you're playing on the left side, you're going to need this. You can hit the forehand roll from here all the way over, 70% of the court. But the forehand roll looks a little bit something like this. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll take over from here.
Right. Go ahead.
But the forehand roll, the big misconception when people see this is they think it's like a windshield wiper of a lot of wrist. And it really isn't. The premise is taking a ball that may be slightly below the net, at it or above, and keeping this back on a line that's going to hit the ground with some topspin and keep our opponents from coming up to the kitchen. And ultimately, we want to make them hit as many shots as possible. But the forehand roll is really important. So we can't just hit line drives because it doesn't create any topspin. And more importantly, if that ball is here, that line drive is going in the net. So we need a way to kind of get this ball up and over. And here at the lab, we see a lot of folks trying to be overly crazy with wrist. There is a place for wrist. Dekel's game has got a lot of it, but he's a 167th best player in the world, number 10. But anyways, so you don't like that? Sure. Okay, we're going to continue. But anyways, so the idea here is we're really brushing up from low to high on the ball. With mostly our arm, we have a stable base, but we're going from below the ball and up the back of the ball.
This is fun to watch Ryan struggle like that.
It's not a struggle. This is smooth. We're brushing up like this with the motion. We're not using the wrist to try to manipulate the ball like a tennis racket or a ping pong paddle. It's really a brush up, and that gives us the lift, and that gives you the topspin. And so whenever someone's getting overly wristy, it's going to lead to a lot of inconsistency. And here, I can generate a great amount of power and get this ball over the height of the net, back down at my opponent's feet. And yeah, it's like you got to be able to use it. You got to be able to do it 2 or 3 times in a row as your opponents kind of get better.
Yeah, for sure. Like most shots we play in pickleball, the more wrists we add, the more issues that we have, and the more something wrong can happen. So yeah, you really don't need your wrist here. Like Ryan said, down to up with your paddle face closed. That will give you the top spin and the shot that you need. For me, another big thing for this is recognizing when I can hit the ball from the air and having a good ready position with my chest forward is very helpful for that. Because if I'm here and it's easy for me to read if I can reach the ball or not. A lot of us are not in a great ready position. Then the ball comes to the kitchen and we take a step back. Our opponents come in and they gain more time to come in like that. If we're in a good ready position, we can recognize the balls that we can take from the air, and also we're just in a general better position to take that ball from the air and keep them back. So yeah, for me that is key, and you can also use this shot if you want to be aggressive. If you're all in the kitchen and if a ball comes to you that is just below the level of the net, and you can use it as an attack as well, so not just to keep your opponents back.
But once you nail this as hitting high drops or high resets, you can incorporate it in the kitchen. But you really want to be comfortable going to a variety of spots. So it's not just, you can have one pace to begin with, but you want to be able to bring that to someone's outside foot, to their body, to their middle, and to the outside if that opponent is back there in the corner. That's simply managing how open and closed this ball is. So if I want to go over here, I'm closing the face. So as I brush up, that's making kind of straight line contact over there. If I want to go out to the right, I'm opening that up a little bit as I continue there. It's not really more complicated than that. Pro tip in this juicy tidbit, if you want it to be a little heavier, a little bit more aggressive, you can start from farther below the ball. So maybe start a few more inches. So as you're coming up, you're getting a little bit more power on it. The other thing is, and this is not to get too crazy, but you can kind of angle the face to be a little bit more closed to the ball. So as you're coming up, you're kind of getting a little bit more of a brush. But that's something for you to work on in drilling before you bring it to your rec matches. Don't spoil rec. That's a good line. We should use that. Don't spoil the rec. But we can get pretty aggressive there, and kind of has like 2 feet of action there. But anyways, keep your opponents back from the kitchen, make them work, use the forehand roll. Dekel?
That sounds great to me.
Sounds great to me. Go do it.
Keep him back.
Okay, hit the ball to the camera. Good job.